The first one is that we have like some people are asking like asking us to add objects to our library referring to pipes. However, the piping configurations on the library, they are limited. So like usually what I suggest for this use case is for us to use 3D lines to create pipes, right? So if I go over here and look at this animation and I can see that I created like a trench over here, an excavation for a trench. I want to show like a pipe going in through this trench, right? So what I will create now is a 3D line where I can like look at from above, and I will create this line to follow this trench, and this line is going to represent my pipe. So when I hit confirm, I can't see the line. Right, the line was created, but I can see that, and the reason why is because that line might be projected on my terrain. So this means that if there is an excavation, the excavation might cut out the line that is projected in the terrain. So you disable this projection, and you're gonna see the line over here in the beginning, right? So now it's time for us to adjust this line to represent a pipe. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is figure out what is gonna be the diameter of that. So like I'm gonna change the style to a line, and I'm gonna put in like a thickness over here of like 1 foot. So this line now with 1 foot, you can see that it might be going in the terrain at a specific location. And the reason why is because this line was created with like a flat kind of like surface on the sketch, right? So by default, like the line that you create will always be a flat along with the z plane, right? So to adjust that, you can go over here in the rotate function, and then you can either click and drag these kind of like dials over here to adjust it, or which is something that I usually suggest, is that you can use these controls over here to kind of like do minor adjustments. Sometimes it's hard for you to like do exactly what is the angle that you want. So you can either type the angle over here, and that angle is going to start from the beginning of your line, or the first point that you selected when you created a line, or you can put in some increments over here. So like, for example, I can put in like, I want this value to change in increments of 0.5 degrees. So I can now like click on this minus button over here, and it's gonna apply 0.5 degrees every time that I rotate this, you know. So yeah, you can use the X rotation as well to move like on the other rotation, but keep in mind that these rotations, they are applied to a global definition. Okay, so if you want to have like a user defined definition where like these rotations will be applied, you can click over here and use the definition, and then you can locate this angle somewhere, and then you can rotate it according uh, to this point instead. Cool, like this. Okay, so this is our 3D line usage using for kind of like control of the pipes. And don't forget to create your backfill stage for this process, right? So whenever you're creating a trench, you can go over here in your excavation plan, and then you can create a fill that is a fill to terrain, and also it has the color of the top the same as the map. Okay, so this is a way for you to backfill this object. If I don't have the color, I can see that this backfill is going to look like dirt, right? So I can apply this backfill over here. But let's say that yeah, I had more things to talk about this, but like there's more things to cover, so like let's move to the next step. um the next one is for us to create these lines, right? So use the commando, remember the backfill.